My daughter kept talking about her other mother who died in our house. We've lived in a new build for 3 years, so I laughed it off until I found the newspaper article. The first time Maya mentioned her other mother, I was elbow deep in soapy dishwater while she colored at the kitchen table. She was 4 with a vivid imagination that constantly blurred the line between fantasy and reality. My other mother had yellow hair like me, she said casually, switching from blue crayon to green, not brown like yours. I smiled, assuming this was her version of an imaginary friend. She doesn't live anymore, Maya replied matter-of-factly. She died right there. She pointed to the corner of our kitchen without looking up from her drawing. Our house was only 3 years old, part of a new development on what had previously been empty farmland. Nothing had died right there except possibly the houseplant I'd forgotten to water last month. Over the next few weeks, Maya mentioned her other mother with increasing frequency. She knew oddly specific details, that she made bread on Thursdays, sang a song about blackbirds while brushing her hair, and had a voice like the wind chimes on the porch. My other mother is sad you painted her bedroom blue, Maya announced one morning. She liked it yellow with the flowers. Our master bedroom had been blue since we moved in. I'd painted it myself. The conversations took a darker turn the night I found Maya sitting alone in the hallway at 3 a.m. Honey, what are you doing up? I asked, lifting her into my arms. My other mother told me to get out of my room, she whispered. She said Tia is going to be a fire. A chill ran through me. Maya, Tia is no fire. You had a bad dream. She's not a dream, Maya insisted. She wears a long white dress with buttons all the way down, and she's missing her fingers on this hand. My daughter held up her own right hand, curling her fingers under. That detail, so specific and macabre, finally unsettled me enough to do some research. Our development had been built on land that was once a single large farm, according to county records. I dug deeper, searching news archives for any mention of the property, and then I found a small article from 1963 about a farmhouse fire that killed a young mother named Elizabeth Corwin. The fire had started in a child's bedroom in the middle of the night. The article noted that Mrs. Corwin had been a bread-making enthusiast who sold her goods at the local market and was survived by her husband and daughter. I felt physically ill when I found her obituary photo, a blonde woman in her 20s, wearing a high-collared white dress with buttons down the front. The article mentioned she'd lost 3 fingers in a childhood farming accident. Our house stood approximately where that farmhouse would have been that night. I asked Maya to draw her other mother. She produced a figure in a long dress with long yellow hair. Next to the figure, she drew a smaller person. That's her real daughter, Maya explained. She misses her a lot. Does the other mother ever scare you? I asked carefully. Maya looked surprised. She's nice. She tells me stories about animals. Last night, she told me to make sure my window was closed because it was going to rain. It had indeed rained unexpectedly overnight despite the forecast showing clear skies. I debated what to do. Mofs Cal, a priest, see a child psychologist. In the end, I chose the most direct approach. That night, after Maya was asleep, I sat alone in her room. Elizabeth, I said aloud, feeling ridiculous but determined. I don't know if you are here, or if this is just a child's imagination, but this is my daughter, and while I respect that you once had a home here, I need to know your intentions. Nothing happened. I felt silly for expecting anything else. The next morning, Maya came to breakfast with a small origami bird in her hand, folded from a piece of paper I didn't recognize. My other mother made this for you, she said. She says thank you for taking care of your daughter so well. She couldn't save her own. I examined the delicate paper bird. The paper appeared to be a piece of vintage sheet music for Sing a Song of Blackbirds. That evening, I hung a small wind chime in the corner of the kitchen. A week later, I repainted our bedroom, one wall only, a soft yellow with a border of painted flowers. Maya mentions her other mother less frequently now, though sometimes she still insists on closing her bedroom window because it might rain. I've made peace with the possibility that our rational world has exceptions, places where grief or love run so deep, they leave impressions that linger beyond logical explanation. Sometimes when I hear the wind chimes move on a still day, I simply say good morning, Elizabeth, and continue making breakfast. I don't know if my daughter sees something I can't, or she's simply a child with an extraordinary imagination.